Hey, happy Thursday, MJ here, and I have with me my Coastal Crow and Raven Tarot. Just a quick reminder that tomorrow, Friday, November 14th, is the last day to place your order for this deck. That way I can get the order to the printer, and the printer has time to get it out to me, so I can start shipping by November 30th. So if you'd like to get your hands on it, tomorrow is the last day. And because, I'm an indie artist, all of my decks are printed in the US. They cost a lot more, so I can't afford to buy 1,000 extra decks. I wish I could, but I can't. And so I order what has been pre-ordered, to cover all of the decks that have been pre-ordered. And then I might add a handful extras just in case a deck goes missing in the mail, or the deck gets damaged in shipping, just so I have a buffer. So keep in mind, there's not a lot of extra decks, and I usually can't figure out what I have extra until everything is shipped, and I give it some time. So anyway, let's get right to the reading. Sorry, that went a little long. All right, so today, let's start with what's motivating us today. What energy is coming in, and it might have you seeing your situation from a different perspective later on as the day progresses. Maybe you feel an urge to decide on something. It's been weighing on your mind. So today, coming up, we have the Seven of Swords. So later on today, at some point, you might feel this urge to kind of go off on your own, right? Be the decider. This energy comes with a bit of a warning, because although, yes, I am one who sometimes it's so much easier to push something through when you don't have to go through a committee, right? And you just decide, this is what I want. And, I think we've seen sometimes that backfires. So the Seven of Swords here comes in because you're going to feel this tug to perhaps ditch the group, do things on your own, but you're going to find that they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to ask questions. So if you're doing anything kind of on the side that, you're cutting corners in any way, it's going to come back. So just be aware that although you're going to get this urge to say, I can just handle this on my own. I'm just going to make the decision for everyone. Be aware you will be held accountable at some point at a later date. And so make sure that, all of the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. That way, when they come to you asking questions, you have the receipts to show that you are right in making this decision. Okay, so what's the upcoming situation? And we'll see how that Seven of Swords plays into that. So the Seven of Swords is maybe influencing here this Eight of Cups. Now the Eight of Cups is when something's coming to an end, when maybe a group is falling out, when there's, things are sort of fragmenting, and you get that feeling that it's time to move on. You've reached the end point here, and it can feel kind of emotional. It's like that happy departure, in a way, where you recognize that you've gained all the wisdom that you have to gain, and now it's time to just move on to that next chapter. And there is, it's like this sense of sadness, while at the same time there's a sense of hopefulness. That's where the sky here is kind of opening up. We have the sailboat on the other side of those break, and it is about sailing to something new and finding that new destination. So you might be feeling this need to go independent and breaking away. And the situation is going to come up that will confirm that it's the right time to do that. That you're not leaving behind something, that's left undone. If anything, you're recognizing when it's time to move on and grow. So, who's showing up at this party? This is the outside influence. So someone is going to come in. You have no control over it. Just resign, the fact that there's nothing you can do here. And maybe you don't. We'll see who shows up. All right. So coming in here, we have, look at this, the Four of Wands. So there is a reason to celebrate. So, you know, this might be reclaiming your independence while still keeping yourself in check, staying with your integrity, getting that feeling to break free here with the Seven of Swords, breaking from the pack. And then recognizing that opportunity to do that, recognizing that you've reached that moment, you know, like you can feel it within you. You know the situation has moved on, and it's time for you to do that as well. And it doesn't mean letting go of past friends. It doesn't mean letting go of fond memories. It just means carrying them to the next destination. But you yourself, you're growing, you're moving forward. And here with this Four of Wands, this outside influence that's coming in is going to give you a reason to celebrate. You're going to feel enthusiastic. So whatever this is going on, it's going to feel good, and it's going to move you in the right direction, and you're going to be excited about this. You're going to see all these possibilities start to unfold, and you're ready to move in that direction that takes you to something new. So let's see what advice here do these beautiful birds have for you. The Queen of Swords. So stay clear. Recognize opportunities for what they are. I feel like, you know, I feel like we've seen these two. Didn't we just have them like a couple days ago? Anyway, the Queen of Swords here in the advice position is have a sense of humor about life. Recognize an opportunity when it comes about. You know, don't try to stay small when you're ready to move up, you know, to grow and to move into the shoes of this queen, the queen that has years of wisdom, you know, under her belt, who has experience, who has this ability to see not just what's ahead, but what's far ahead down the road. She has this ability to recognize opportunities for what they hold, their potential. And she also has the ability to recognize perhaps opportunities that may look good on the surface, but aren't really so great. So use this energy of the Queen of Swords. She's here to help you. She's here to, you know, guide you. You know, she is actually within you. So let her energy come out right now, because she will help you find your independence without being someone who would be considered like questionable, right? She's here to help you find that part of you that thrives for independence and autonomy. And she'll help you find the words and the way to articulate your message so that you can move forward, so you can feel a sense of completion while at the same time recognizing it's time to move into something new so that you can grow. And then here, use this Queen of Swords energy to recognize when it's time to celebrate, when you can see the potential worth celebrating. I hope this reading makes sense. And much love to you. Bye. I'll talk with you tomorrow.